Today's Sunday, February the 7th, and I'm actually making a video that was supposed to be published yesterday on Saturday, February the 6th. The problem is I sometimes get overwhelmed with work, and so I fall a little bit behind, but because I promised to send a new video in every day to people in prison, even if I get behind, I'm going to make it. That's what I try to teach to do in the Earning Freedom book. Sometimes, whether it's the book or the daily journal, sometimes when we're living in challenging situations or struggle, there are complications that come up that are beyond our control. What we have to do is always stay focused on what it is we are trying to achieve, what it is we're aspiring to build. And that is something I had to learn how to do while I was incarcerated. There were times when I was in prison, when I was on lockdown for several weeks at a time. There were times when I was in prison when I'd get transferred. There were times when I was in prison when they'd shut down programs for one reason or another. Regardless of what's going on with external forces, we always have to find the way to stay strong, to stay focused on what it is we're trying to achieve, and to figure out ways to get things done, even if things aren't going the way that we want. The reason that I'm kind of behind right now is because the last couple of days, or earlier, the last 2 days of the week, Thursday and Friday of last week, I was traveling. So that means I was in the car for about a 7-hour drive to Northern California on one day, spent the full day in a studio the next day, and then a 7-hour drive back. But when I got back late Friday night, I had a tremendous amount of work on my plate that I had to complete Saturday, including publishing the videos from the two previous days. So I still haven't caught up yet. But one of the reasons that I'm so far behind is because you will see, if you're watching this course inside of a jail or a prison, I produce these courses every day and I distribute them to people in prisons across America. So I'll share my screen with you right now because some of you have access to the videos. Some of you have access to this course right here, which is a Straight A Guide Introductory Curriculum. And on the bottom of this course, you will see that this one is specifically designed for the California Department of Corrections, and it was from purchase order number 5225, issued back in 2017. And so I created this entire course back then with hopes of teaching and inspiring people inside. But now they've renewed the contract and have asked me to completely rewrite it and update it for 2021. So there's a lot of work that goes into creating these kinds of courses. Sure, they are all written already, but I have to design them all, and I have to update this one. So that means a lot of rewriting. And as you can see, one of the things that I offer in here in this program is I kind of give a chronology from the time that I got out of prison all the way through what I was doing just before I got this contract, and that was in 2017. So a lot's happened, of course, since 2017, and so now I am updating this, which is why I've been writing all day. And, it's not only CDCR, but it's a number of different digital agencies that I produce content for. Here is for the Edovo group that gets these courses on tablets. There's programs with the Bureau of Prisons, American Prison Data Systems, AccuTrack, what other ones? GTL, Keefe Group, MTC, New York City Department of Corrections, Persevere. So quite a few groups, Washington State Department of Corrections, Union Supply, different schools. So quite a few different programs, but none of it would have been possible had I not started to focus when I was still locked inside of jails and prisons, which is why I still feel so important. I feel it's so important to help people inside. You can see here this Excel spreadsheet. This is a vocabulary building tool that's part of the course. So I pull out words that I wouldn't have known when I went into the prison system, and I create it on this sheet so that people who are going through this book right here every day, the goal is for them to be learning new vocabulary words. My belief is that the more a person invests in himself and in developing new vocabulary words, the stronger that person becomes to open new opportunities, not only while he's in prison, but of course when he or she comes home from prison. And so it's my hope that as you go through these videos, or you also have access to our courses and content, and you work in the same way that I learned to work from by studying leaders. If you focus on building your own mindset, your own health, you are going to be able to overcome the many challenges that complicate life for so many other people who go through periods of time in prison. I hope this information is helpful to you, and I hope that you bear with me while I try to catch up. And it's going to be a difficult catch-up period because now I've got to close this video out and make a video for Sunday, which is today, February the 7th. And then tomorrow I have a full day of work, but on Tuesday I've got to fly to New York, and I'll be in New York for, at least 10 days, maybe 9 days. I've got some pretty exciting projects that I'm working on the East Coast, and I'm not really at liberty to start describing them yet or discussing them yet, but they're very exciting, and I will be sharing more information on them likely by the spring. But I am going to be gone for a week, which means I'm going to have to be making these videos on my iPhone. And actually, the iPhone's got a pretty good camera on it, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But I won't be as productive while I'm over there, that's for sure, for a number of reasons, because I've got business to take care of. But that's not going to stop me from living up to my commitment of trying to create new content every day, because I want you to be working every day. And let me just think if there's anything else I want to share with you today. I know what I'm going to talk about in today's video, but I do want to close this out, and I'm going to ask you for a little bit of a pass over these first week or so, or the next week and a half of February, because I am going to be traveling, which means I won't have high-speed internet access. I'll be spending a lot more time writing rather than filming. But I do want you to know I'm thinking about you, and I'm super enthusiastic about being able to produce more content for people in jails and prisons. Hopefully there's enough of the content that you have already that you can look at some of the older episodes if you can't get something new. I am Michael Santos with Prison Professors, and I do hope that you will subscribe to the channel, support the project, support the work. I'll be back with another video that catches up to today, and then tomorrow I'll be back on track, at least up to date, until I board a flight for New York. Be well, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't gotten a copy of our books yet, please get them soon, because you're going to learn quite a bit about how you can use your time in prison to prepare for success. I'm Michael Santos, and I want to thank you for being a part of our community.